Hello, everyone. Greetings from Germany to Kiev. I guess you're in Kiev right now, Lesia.
Yes,
Kiev, Ukraine. My name is Svetlana Mucha, and I'm the leading matchmaker and dating coach at Diolli.com. And today we are filming this video together with our beautiful professional psychologist, Olesia Bolichenko. And we'll speak about marriage. So, Olesia, the question is, does marriage inevitably get boring? Can you prevent boredom in marriage?
I can say that yes, sometimes marriage can get boring, but it's not must have, I would say like this. People who are married in marriage, who live together every day, who have their routine life, they both are responsible for does this marriage get boring or not?
I would say that as with relationship that you have with yourself, a relationship with your partner, a lot depends on your attitude. And of course, when we're speaking about relationship, it can't be always candies, flowers, and only exciting, positive moments, because pretty often singles, especially those who haven't been into serious relationship, they have totally unrealistic expectations about dating in general. My favorite is expecting butterflies and sparkle right on the first date. And when you ask a person to define this sparkle or to define these butterflies, he can't, because he or she, they want to experience something they have never experienced, but it has to be something special, something unusual, and they don't want to settle for less. So I believe some singles manage to get through a relationship into marriage, and they have totally unrealistic expectations about marriage as well. Now and then I'm talking to ladies who try to describe to me their ideal partner, like telling that he has to understand me, we have to be on the same page about everything, he has to be a good listener, he has to be attentive, he has to be emotionally available, he has to be that. And all these qualities, yes, you understand that they are positive qualities, but she is describing not a man, she is describing a girlfriend. So she wants to have a relationship with a man that can be built only with the other woman, because we are more emotional, we react in a different way to certain events just because we are different. So when people claim that marriage can become boring, no, you have a little child, I have a little child, so it's never a boring day when you have kids. And even for couples who don't have kids, you always have things to do. But yes, you have to do some planning, what you are going to do on the weekend, how you're going to spend the evening. And when we are speaking about marriage, more people are involved, his family, your family. Of course, the two of you are, this is should be your main focus, the main relationship, not other relatives. But still, his family, your family, close friends, they will influence.
Yeah, yes, that's true. I should say that I agree that a lot of people, they have some unrealistic expectations about marriage, about everyday life. I mean, after wedding, because all films that we see, all these fairy tales, we have in the end just wedding, and we don't see what happened next, because we see that they are very happy on wedding, and we can imagine how happy they are after. But usually when you start to live together, it's not dating, it's like every day living together, sharing everything together. And of course, your routine become bigger and bigger. And you should work a lot, and you totally agree with Svetlana, you should planning, you should be, how to say this, open for some new ideas to make your life more brighter, maybe sometimes even the more things will happen to you, this is better for your marriage life. I would say like this. I mean, happens with both of you. Some traveling, some visiting some other places. The main thing is you should go outside, out of your house. So the more often you will be out, this is better for your marriage.
As a matchmaker, I can add that it is very important from the very beginning to choose a person with whom you're on the same page about all the important things, about your idea, how to spend your free time, how to spend money, so that your long-term goals are very similar. Like, for example, buying a house, or for example, both of you think that it is crazy to buy property when you can actually rent places and travel. Why to pay all those crazy loans? So you have to be on the same page about all the important things. But very often singles are more concerned about chemistry, butterflies, physical attraction. Is she more beautiful than my ex? Or he has to be 1 meter and 85 centimeters tall. And when they actually start a relationship, start living together, get married or get engaged, they realize that, you know what, like, especially after the lockdowns and now with the war in Ukraine, like many women have realized that the fact that he's very tall and very athletic doesn't mean that you can actually spend 24/7 together during the lockdown. And the fact that she has big boobs, blue eyes, and she is blonde doesn't equal that you will be able to stand each other after spending 4 weeks together. Like, so many couples got divorced after the lockdown because they actually were forced to spend time together. And many have realized that they don't even like their partner. They have very little in common. Because when you are busy with your work, you go to the office, to gym, you don't spend that much time together. Of course, this situation with the lockdown and now with the war, it's a crazy situation and a crazy scenario, and hopefully it happens just once in a lifetime, but life keeps surprising us, but still, when you look for a life partner, you have to be looking for a compatibility and not just for chemistry, because people really overrate and put too much attention into so-called physical attraction or some chemistry. Do I feel it? Do I feel inspired? Do I feel younger when I see her, or do I feel happier? I remember I had this interview with a gentleman, and he was telling me that he only dates ladies that are like 15, 20 years younger than he is. And his ex-wife, she was his second wife, she was actually 20 years younger, but their marriage survived less than a year. And the gentleman said that the reason for their divorce was that she loved going out, she loved spending money, and it irritated him. The fact that she has to go out every Friday, or she has to go shopping every Saturday. And he thought that you shouldn't be doing that. And he said that I wanted to have a calm evening at home because we have this house, we have this modern kitchen. Why to eat out every weekend if you can cook at home? And she didn't feel like it. And one can claim that it's not just because of the age gap, it's because their system of values and their preferences were very, very different. So to keep your marriage healthy and to not get eventually bored in it, it is very important to be very smart about your choices and to take into consideration not only physical attraction, that I like what I see, but also the fact that you will have to spend time together, and you will have to do the planning together, and you will have to live through not only beautiful wedding, but through different complicated moments When kids get sick, when you get sick, when your partner gets sick and she's not as pretty when she has a flu, or you are not as handsome when, for example, you're food poisoned. So I believe people who claim that marriage gets boring, they had very unrealistic expectations about relationship and marriage from the very beginning, and B, perhaps they don't invest much attention, much work into their marriage, because you have to continue working on your relationship. You have to continue dating each other even after you got married.
Yes, I agree with this. Once I read one gentleman said that after 15 years of marriage, you really don't care what you see about your partner, because the most important is what you feel inside about this connection with your partner. So this is what you are talking about, that you should pay attention not on what you see, but your values and goals in life.
It is actually important to take care of your looks, to take care of your body.
Course,
we all want to be healthy. I was surprised with the statistics that in United States, among top 5 reasons why people actually get divorced is the reason that one of the partners got severely overweight. And in Europe, in Western and in Eastern, this reason is not among top 20, so it's not in the list even. And in the United States, really, people got divorced because the partner got lots of weight. And so physical attraction should be there, but you can't build a relationship just because she is pretty or not pretty. There are many pretty people out there. And if you will surf the internet or watch Netflix, you will see lots of actresses, actors, models, people who were handpicked for their looks because they look good on the camera, on photos. But it's not enough to build a relationship. You can't build a relationship with a pretty video. You can't build a relationship with a pretty picture. The other party, first of all, has to like you, and you have to like this person. And that gentleman about whom I was talking, who was married to this much younger lady, he didn't learn his lesson. So when we were talking to him, he said that, no, I want to date only 20 years younger. But she has to be willing to spend like evenings at home, because I don't like going out, maybe on our anniversary or her birthday, because I like spending time at home. I like cozy life. I love living in a small town, and better not to have any neighbors, to enjoy the scenery, to go fishing. And the gentleman was in his middle 50s, if I remember correctly, maybe middle or early 50s. Also, he didn't want to date someone who wanted to have kids, because he didn't have kids and he didn't plan any. And so the lady who doesn't have kids on her own, who is open to date a man who is 20 years older, a lady who doesn't like going out and wants to stay at home only, and the lady, as he said, who is frugal with money, in a sense that she won't go shopping every month because nobody needs that much stuff. And he claimed that his ex, that she was a shopaholic because she loved buying not only clothes, but also cups, souvenirs, towels. So such an interesting combination.
It's like a unicorn.
You know what? If he didn't concentrate that much on age and instead would be looking for a woman who doesn't want to have kids, who wants to live in a small town, who doesn't like big crowds and people, in a sense that she doesn't need to be surrounded by people all the time, and she is okay that her neighbors, like her closest neighbors, will live 20 minutes away. Someone who will go fishing with him and enjoy the nature. Someone who is not too obsessed with shopping, I would say, and with buying stuff. It makes it more realistic, so you can find a woman like that. But I would say that here the complication would be that someone who doesn't have kids, but if you add age here, then it becomes a unicorn. Because I can imagine a woman who is in her early to middle 50s, maybe late 40s, who loves, for example, reading, knitting, gardening, and she wants to find a partner who, just like her, doesn't want to host parties every weekend at home.
Yes.
So the whole question about marriage, that it just has to get boring, we both disagree about it. Same with a relationship. Of course, there can be certain stages in life when you will think that your career is more important, or, for example, being a parent is more important, or being a wife is more important. And it doesn't mean that other things are, for example, of no importance at all to you, but you can focus on certain aspects for a certain period of time. And I believe this is why it is important to find a person who will complement your life.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
So look for compatibility. Don't look for just pure chemistry and physical attraction. And if you are married, take your wife out on a date. Don't forget that you have to continue dating your partner. So ask her out on a date. Do something that you both like doing or that she likes doing. So do something fun and try to plan at least one date. And I say, how often for a married couple?
What?
How many dates should a married couple have per month, per year?
I can't say exact numbers of days, but the more often it is better. Once a week, I think it's like a minimum.
Once a week, it's hard with how hectic our life is, but I like this idea. Hello, I'm here.
Allo.
Lisa, I can see you and hear you.
Allo.
And it looks like Lisa has lost connection.
Allo.
Hello, Lisa, I can see and hear you really, really well. And it looks like we have lost connection with Lisa. Anyway, we have filmed the video. I hope you have gotten our point. I want to wish everybody only romantic, only fulfilling dates, and I will see you in the next one.